Many of us have heard the term no pain, no gain. And usually it's been maybe at a gym. I think a lot of times we're the ones that have said no pain, no gain. And it's easy for us to say no pain, no gain to others. What I want to talk about today is how about when we say that to ourselves and when we begin to own that for ourselves. In his great book, The Road Less Traveled, M. Scott Peck says, and he writes the very first line is that life is difficult. But when we begin to understand that truth and own that truth, we can actually transcend it. Problems are inevitable to all of us. Pain is inevitable. It's just a matter of time. What you want to think about though is what will you do with that pain? And can it be something that you can use for gain? What we know is that problems and pain can be great catalysts for us to grow. They provide an opportunity for a tremendous amount of change in our lives. I can think of most of the times that I've changed drastically has been during those difficult times. So what do you do when you're in a painful situation or dealing with a difficult problem? And better yet, how do you prepare for pain? I want to propose to you a three-part model with the components shown here. Number one is faith, the belief in something larger than yourself. When you're going through very difficult times, the pain, the feelings, the emotions, it can be so hard to bear. And many times we want to take that all on our own shoulders. And it can really tax your mental, emotional, and relational energy. In his book, A Whole New Mind, the author Dan Pink alludes to faith and our capacity to believe in something greater than ourselves, and that's something that's hardwired inside of us. I know many of you may not subscribe to faith, but I would challenge you to look at the claims of faith and look at the benefits that people have received from faith and understand that during a difficult time, that may be an opportunity, a catalyst for you to grow in that dimension. Number two is friendships. As human beings, we are social people, and we can never underestimate the power of friendships and how when we're going through pain, that others can come by our sides to provide comfort, encouragement, to love on us, to provide different perspectives. Many times when we're in that moment, our minds, and we'll talk about that in flexing, can create a lot of different stories and scenarios. But friendships and other people can provide perspectives and center us and give us input that can help us to make better decisions and to cope with that pain better. Just simply talking about it to others can be very cathartic. And having a framework of people that you can go to, that you can share more than just what the weather is or what the local sports team is doing, can be extremely beneficial. The third point is flexing. And by flexing, I mean flexing your mental and emotional muscles. As people, this is an area where we're very challenged. We live in a society of constant distraction. We're busy all the time, and our minds are constantly racing. When we're faced with a very difficult situation, because we haven't trained ourselves to think, it can be easy to be overwhelmed by that problem by thinking about it over and over again and creating different scenarios and stories, even casting a future based on that story or based on just current information. And that can really be a detriment to us. And by flexing, it is kind of like flexing muscle because you have to break away from that, and it's not easy in the beginning. Something that I do personally is a mantra. Anytime that I'm feeling anxious, angry, afraid, I repeat a specific scripture over and over. I may sometimes take a walk, a brisk walk, and repeat that over. But what that does is that it brings me back to center. It's able to calm my mind. I'm able to get in the present moment and get away from a future that's not here, or maybe get away from a past that I'm dwelling on, and to live in the present. But it's this flexing. We have to make an effort not to think of those things, to distract ourselves from thinking things that may, again, create bad emotional states. Again, that's my framework, the 3 F's. If you have any questions, feel free to ask anything below and subscribe to Development Destination. I look forward to seeing you in other videos, and I wish you the best.